Good morning, students. I hope you all are safe in your home. As you know, your half yearly examination was completed. Now, today onwards, I will start the syllabus for your annual examination. Today, I am going to start your chapter number 6, and the chapter name is Combustion and Flame. In this chapter, we will learn about meaning of combustion, fuel, ignition temperature, and inflammable substance. How do we control the fire, types of combustion. Then we learn about flame and structure of flame, what is fuel and fuel efficiency. At the last we will learn how burning of fuels lead to harmful products. Now let's start the chapter. Here the chapter name is combustion and flame. Combustion in Marathi it is called as an जळणे. एखादी वस्तू जळते, जळणे. Flame, ज्योत. Now we will start the chapter. We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industry, and for running automobiles. We are aware about that different kinds of fuels we are using in home, for industry, and for industrial purpose, and running automobiles. Now some questions are there. Can you name a few fuels used in our home, used in your our homes? And we are aware about that in our home, in our home we are using cow dung, wood, LPG, kerosene, these type of fuels we are using. Then next question is name a few fuels used in trade and industry. In industry, somewhere they are using wood, coal, petrol, diesel, and CNG. This type of fuels they are using. Then what kind of fuels are used for running automobiles? And for automobiles, for vehicles, we are aware about that we are using petrol, diesel, and CNG. Your list will contain fuel like cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, and compressed natural gas. Yes, what I told, which fuels I told that are contained in this list. Now, next point, you are familiar with the burning of candle. What is the difference between the burning of candle and the burning of fuel like coal? Now we are familiar with the burning of candle, how candle burns. And here they ask what is the difference between the burning of candle and burning of fuel like coal. Fuel like coal. Here you were able to guess right. Candle burns with a flame. We are aware about that candle burns with the flame. Birthday candles, we are aware about that. Normal candles also, when candles burns, that time it burns with the flame, whereas coal does not. Where coal does not, it does not burn with the flame. Similarly, you will find many other materials burning without flame. Burning without flame. Let us study the chemical process of burning and types of flame produced during this process. In this chapter, we will learn about the chemical process, which chemical process will be formed during the burning, and types of flame produced during this process. Now, our first point, what is combustion? What is combustion? Recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon performed in class 7. In class 7th, one activity was there, burning of magnesium ribbon. Burning of magnesium ribbon, and in that we learn magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide. To form magnesium oxide and produces heat and light energy. Produces heat and light energy. We can perform a similar activity with a piece of charcoal. A piece of charcoal. Charcoal, kolsa. In the same way that we have to perform the activity with similar activity with the piece of charcoal. Hold the piece with a pair of tongs. चिमट्याने ते piece पकडायचे, piece of charcoal, and bring it near the flame of a candle or Bunsen burner. And what do you observe? When we are hold the piece of charcoal, and when we bring that near to the flame of the candle, that time what happened, we found that charcoal burns in air. Charcoal burns in air, and we know that coal also burn in air and producing carbon dioxide, heat and light energy. Carbon dioxide, heat and light energy. Here the picture was shown there, burning of magnesium. On the screen you can see that. Now a chemical process in which A substance react with oxygen. A chemical process in which a substance react with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. Here the material, the charcoal, suppose we will think about the magnesium. A magnesium, it is a material. It is a material and it react with the oxygen. It react with the oxygen, and after reacting the oxygen, that time it gives the heat, and this material, this is called as a combustion. And the substance, here keep in your mind, the substance that undergoes combustion, the substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible, is said to be combustible. जो पदार्थ, जी वस्तू जळते, त्या कंबशन मधून जाते, ती कोणती, तर कंबस्टिबल सबस्टन्स, and it is also called as a fuel. Now we are aware about that wood, when it react with the oxygen, that time it produces the heat, that's why it is called as a combustible substance, or it is called as a fuel. Understand? Then the fuel may be solid like wood, liquid like petrol, like gas, or gas like CNG. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion. When combustion process is going on, that time heat energy also produced and light energy also produced, either as a flame or as a glow. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substances. Are combustible substances. These reactions, in the reactions mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substances. These are the combustible substances because they are reacting with the oxygen, and that time it produces heat and light energy. That's why they are called as combustible substances. Now downside, one question is there. We were told that the food is a fuel for our body. A fuel, we can say that the food is a fuel for our body. Yes. Why? Because just like in a car, our body needs fuel to work properly, and the food we eat contains nutrients that provide the energy for our body to make new cells, fight against illness, grow, play and work. Just like car, our body needs fuel to work properly. Next, rightly so, in our body, food is broken down by reaction with oxygen and heat is produced, that we learn in class 7th. Now activity 6.1. See this activity, simple activity it is. Simple activity. Collect some materials like straw, matchsticks, kerosene, oil, paper, iron nails, stone pieces, glass, etc. Under the supervision of teacher, under the supervision of your teacher. You don't do this activity in your home. Suppose you want to do this activity in your home, you take help of your parents. Try to burn each of these material one by one. We have to try to burn these materials which mentioned in this chart in table 6.1, that one by one we have to burn, and if combustion take place, mark the material as a combustible, otherwise mark it as non-combustible. And we have to perform this activity. Table 6.1, here given the materials are given combustible and non-combustible. We have to bifurcate the materials into the combustible and non-combustible material. What we have to do, we have to burn the material one by one, and when the material start the combustion, when the material start the combustion, if combustion take place of that material, that time we have to write the material, tick mark the material into the combustible, and suppose it not take combustion, that time you have to tick mark into the non-combustible material. First one, I will tell you the answers. Wood, it is combustible material because it will be burned. Paper, combustible material. Iron nails, it is non-combustible material. Kerosene oil, it is combustible material. Stone piece, it is non-combustible. Straw, combustible. Charcoal, combustible. Matchbox, matchsticks, combustible. Glass, non-combustible. Now here, can you name some more substances which are combustible? You can add those to table 6.1. You add another 10 materials, in this chart. In this chart, you add another 10 material and bifurcate them into the combustible and non-combustible, and send me on my WhatsApp number. Can you name some more substances which are combustible? You can add those in a table 6.1. Let us investigate which condition under which combustion take place, under which conditions combustion take place. Now the next activity. Now we found that in this activity which are the materials are combustible and which are the non-combustible material. Now for the combustion, which things are required, that we learn from this concept. Activity 6.2. Activity 6.2, see question: be careful while handling burning candle. Burning candle. Now see the activity. Fix a lighted candle on table. You can see on the screen also in the pictures that is shown. Experiment to show that air is essential for burning. That figure. Fix a lighted candle on a table. Put a glass chimney over the candle and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter in the chimney. Air can enter in the chimney. We have to, for this activity, one candle, one glass chimney and two wooden blocks are required. Now here see, fix a lighted candle on the table, put a glass chimney over the candle and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter in the chimney. You see the figure A, the arrangement of figure A. Then observe what happens to the flame. What happens to the flame? Flame can burn easily. Then after that what we have to do? Now remove the blocks. Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. Let the chimney rest on the table, which is shown in figure B. Again observe the flame and finally put a glass plate over the chimney, which is shown in figure C, 6.2 C. Watch the flame again. Watch the flame again and what happens in the three cases. Does the flame flicker off, and does it flicker and give smoke, and does it burn unaffected? Does it burn unaffected? When we are doing this activity, in the first figure you can see that we are using a burning candle, then two wooden blocks, a few wooden blocks we are placed under the chimney, and in that time air can passes easily. Air can passes easily, and that's why it cannot be flickering and burning, it is going on. In the second figure, that time what happened, when we remove the wooden blocks, that time what happened, air cannot reach inside. After some time it will be flicker off and burning stop by the candle. And when we are put the glass, when we are put the glass plate on the chimney, that time what happened, the finally the air is not present in the chimney, that's why the flame is finally goes off. Now we will see here, we find that for combustion air is necessary. From this activity what we find, air is necessary for the burning, air is necessary for the combustion, because we are already aware about that. From the air oxygen is required. Oxygen is present in the air. For that purpose air is required for the combustion. We find that for combustion air is necessary. The candle flame burns freely in case when air can enter the chimney from below, from the downside, because the wooden blocks downside, it can be the air enters in the chimney from the below. In case B, when air does not enter in the chimney from the below, the flame flickers and produces smoke. The flame flickers and produces smoke. In case C, the flame finally goes off because the air is not available. And in the last case, the flame finally goes off because of air is not available in the chimney. That's why the flame finally goes off. Now here, next point, we have read that sun produces its own heat and light. It is also some kind of combustion. It is also some kind of combustion. We are aware about that. The sun, it produces its own heat and light energy. then we can say that it is a one kind of combustion, it is a some kind of combustion. No. Why? Because in the sun, heat and light are produced by the nuclear reactions. By the nuclear reactions, you will learn about this process in higher classes. You will learn about this process in your higher classes. Today, up to this we covered. Remaining part we will see in the next period.